they do what they do. It's a point system. You couldn't get away with it. You couldn't. Everything I've ever done, I have a police report for. You fucking idiots. Ryan said he needs to teach CP. Yeah, Ryan's got a course, and you can do his course. You can do a course. He will teach you how to talk about catching for 500 hours and get 0 catches. I mean, sorry, but I like action. I like to catch predators. I like to talk about catching. I like to talk about it too, but I like catching them. You know what I mean? So he'll go live because this is what he does. Every single show we've done, we talked about something we're doing. Then Ryan, he'll come and do a live, and he's like, "I've been thinking about. I'm going to start doing this and this and this." Like he copies CPP so much. Like it's almost embarrassing. It's like, bro, put on your own shoes, dude. I know the garage chit chats were the best, man. I'm gonna go. I can't do a garage chit chat because my dad finally rented his entire house. Is rented out to one person now. He's not renting rooms. Somebody rented the whole house, but I miss the chit chats. But I'll tell you what, we're gonna have some garage chit chats because I am purchasing a new house. I mean, I hope if God sees it to be the right thing, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. So I'm hoping it'll happen. He's the Neil Breen of catching. I've never seen him catch anyone. He's had some catches. He's had I think 22 or something. He said, which again, 22, and he's been doing it a little longer than I have. So good for him. I mean, he's averaging 3 a year, so that's good. That's really good. Ryan just went live catching. Oh, he just went live. I'm sure he did, and that's fine. Whatever. If that's what he's got to do, the loser, then cool. It's cool. I really don't care. He's a fucking loser. I knew he would. I figured he'd go at the end, but he thinks he's gonna take my viewers, right? We have still 312 more. I had 209 likes. Quadruple the amount you'll have. Loser. You're the funniest creep catcher. Me and my chick laugh our ass off how you cook them. I appreciate you, soul. I appreciate.
All right, so I've been playing this for a little while. And the only reason that I'm actually going live to talk about this, obviously, is not about whatever they were saying, was because I went in to genuinely hear his side of the story because it is of concern. I'm just gonna preface everything exactly how it happened.
Space for a couple pairs of pants, some things, and some food. But
so, he did the thing where he talks about me as like a deflection from this. I have no idea why. But here's all I asked. So I said, so enough about me. What is your explanation that people in your organization are uploading CP and viewing it per Tom B's own statements? And again, we're not talking about any spin here. Just want to be 100% clear. Let's just play what I'm talking about.
Broken Ego, Broken Ego's question is, do you decoy much on Telegram? We are on Telegram often. It may not be where we started, but we are on Telegram often.
I think that it's worth mentioning, the technology is always evolving. And not only do the Preds find new ways to communicate, we have to find.
Okay, actually, I just want to make sure I'm getting the right one. I think that was one of the 2 clips that I guess wasn't. Okay, that one, so the clip 2 should be it. So I'm just playing clips here.
Broken Ego asked the question, what do you do if you are sent videos or pictures of the really gross stuff?
So, Tommy said that what he does is he obviously reports it to the police or doesn't release anything. But this is Tom B. This is a CPP behind the scenes video. He's in charge of these operations. So I'm just playing his own words. I'm not taking it out of any kind of context. And even if there was some kind of missing piece to the puzzle, the question that I asked in the chit chat was the question that he could have answered to.
Grow up.
We report it. We put it into a file. We report it to the authorities and make sure that nobody opens that file.
And I think that CPP has a really good way of going about it in having one. Is it me echoing? I can hear an echo. We have a really good way of having one person look at that stuff, grab anything that we could use when identifying this pred, and no one else looks at it.
So right there, she's saying that there's one person that looks at it, and there's a file that no one can open.
Right. We put it into a file that's marked "Do Not Open." It's marked "Do Not Open."
Do you keep the file?
We do for evidentiary purposes, but we have a.
What does he do?
Put it into a file that's marked "Do Not Open."
Do you keep the file?
We do for evidentiary purposes.
So he's saying he keeps the file for evidentiary purposes.
But we have a case number from the agency that we reported to that we put in the same file with that.
Are told to do it this way for law enforcement.
Yeah.
It's not our.
And look, the reality is law enforcement.
And hearing this, like I think something he also said is like, if it was on the Google Drive, I don't know why I maybe inferred that it was a Google Drive. That might actually be a correction I can make on my part. But, he said, obviously we're not doing anything nefarious. And if we did, we would be caught by now and this and that. And he said something about just me being in the Discord. I wouldn't know. There's no way I would know anything like this by just being in a Discord. I mean, this would be done by their operations. I've never done a catch with CPP or anything. But just kind of playing the video.
Yeah.
It's not our.
And look, the reality is law enforcement could still charge us.
Right there. How could they still charge you?
But I think that it would play out in court very positively for us.
And my purpose of the question is this looks bad. There's not an argument. I don't care even if you're a CPP diehard. There isn't an argument that exists to say that this doesn't look bad. There might be an argument to say it might actually not be bad. There might be something drastically misstated. There could be some innocent explanation, whatever it is, right? That was the purpose of the question. I said, so enough about me. What is your explanation that people in your organization are uploading CP and viewing it? Is that not a reasonable question according to these public statements? And this is all public. This video you can find on YouTube. This is, I think, the series this is called, like Behind the Catch. So if someone says they're behind the catch and they're doing something that they could be charged by law enforcement, but the courts would be in their favor, and they're uploading it to a file, I guess, that no one can open, but only one person is viewing it. I don't, there's no argument that exists to say that this at least looks bad. This doesn't look bad. And it doesn't beg reasonable questions. Even if there may as well have been a innocent explanation, asking the question gives an opportunity to answer the question. Short Bus was giving the opportunity for CPP to answer the question.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And here's his response.
He just missed us. So enough about me. What's your explanation? Ryan, get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. I've already explained that. Ain't nobody got nothing for you. I know your special needs. Get the fuck out of here, you weirdo. You child predator loving motherfucker. Bye-bye. Hit the door. Hit the door. Fucking loser. He doesn't watch me, though. He doesn't watch me. Enough about me. Ryan, we got 338 people in here, bro. Seriously. Everybody in here, thumbs down for Ryan. Just real quick. Give him a thumbs down, fucking loser. Fucking loser. Oh, he is a clout chaser. Ryan's jealous. If you watch Ryan, I've already explained it, Ryan. You've already heard it, you moron. I do what the police say to do, moron. Maybe you haven't had that.
So, all right, so that's even more crazy. He does what the police say to do, or they do what the police say to do, but then he's also saying that law enforcement could charge him for what the police are saying to do. Tommy's saying, essentially, if you combine Tom B's statements and Tommy's statements together, that the police are making him, or I guess asking CPP to do something that the police could charge them for. They're saying the police are asking them to do things that the police could charge them for, but the courts would be in their favor.
Opportunity yet, because you only got 22 catches. So maybe you haven't been sent inappropriate pictures. We have. We call the police immediately. There's no catching people. We catch them. Ryan, can you say hi to your step mama Shannon for me? Oh, shit. Ryan fucked up. Sorry, boss. I'm not giving Kermit anything. Anyways, so back to it. So Justice, he loves cats, and I didn't think he would like cats. Like he used to, that loser. Tommy, the Broncos did not win the Super Bowl. They did not. They sure did not. But we would have definitely went to the Super Bowl if we didn't lose our quarterback. But Justice loved cats. He used to chase 6 or 8 weeks. I don't know how old the cat has to be when you get it, but it was teeny, just a teeny thing. He knows that our operation's good. Ryan's been around long enough to know what we do. And I've already explained that. When we get CP, which we haven't gotten it a lot, but we've gotten it. But when you have almost 600 catches, it happens. They don't call me, you guys. Nobody calls me first. The first call, unless they're new, and they're like, okay, so what do? I call my local police. It's immediately. Call the police. Immediately. We don't delete it right away. We call the police. We don't send it, hey, Tom, is this CP? Hey, Tommy, is this CP? That doesn't happen.
They don't delete it right away. They don't delete it right away. They're in possession. If someone sends you CP and you don't delete it right away, that's possession. I mean, I'm not giving some crazy cloak chasing clickbaity title even. I mean, unanswered questions by CPP. That's the title. I think that's pretty straight to the point. I think my questions are pretty direct.
Fucking idiot. So anyways, if I was doing something wrong, I would be in jail. You think the police love me? Some of them don't. In my county where I live, they don't. I've had more than 1,000 calls.
So, I mean, he's saying that if he did something wrong, he'd be in jail. But again, Tom B, who is mainly in charge of these operations, is saying that because of what he's doing and what they're doing, they could be charged. And if you do get sent CP, you obviously make it so it's unsolicited, but you delete it and you report it to the NECMEC line. I mean, I don't believe in calling. I think certain other people talk about calling because if you call, you don't really get a receipt of it. So what I do is I go to, it's a website, a cyber tip line on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, because this has happened, and you delete it and you report it and you screenshot the incident report, and if it would ever come up, I would have the tip to reference.
Against me to neck and oh, because my trolls, the haters, this is what they do. Oh yeah, I need to take his mod away. Yeah, I'll take it away. Yeah, let me do it right now. Get rid of that loser right now. There we go. There we go. You guys, I'm gonna try to be nice. Ryan's special needs. I used to work with special needs, and he needs to be in a home. He shouldn't be out on his own. He really shouldn't. What's going on, Mr. Quinn? Hey, Queen Savage, what's going on? He shouldn't be on his own. So, whoa, got him. I was honestly
not to say anything on this. I guess it is kind of getting into a little off topic, but in the same chit chat, he actually talked about his like garage chit chats, in which that's where his dad lives. So I guess he didn't live on his own when he did those garage chit chats. He was living with his dad when he was doing those garage chit chats. But I think he actually says later on that he can't do those chit chats because something about his dad's situation, whatever, which I'm not going to comment. But yeah, well, this is kind of strange. I'm not putting a spin on it. All I'm doing is I am playing words and saying that I asked this question and this was the response. It could have been a situation where there could have been some innocent explanation, and I would have had to honor that. I would have had to, if I want to be objective, and if we want to be objective, I would have had to steel man that argument and his response if he actually answered to the substance of what he was saying. That's what we should all do. But that was the response. And yeah, usually I don't really watch CPP or his catches or his chit chats or any of that. But given this issue is going on, I am paying attention now. It did CPP at as of right now, as of this coming out, which I'm like the 7th person to comment on it. You know, it's definitely not just me. And I think the people that are questioning it are being pretty fair. I can't speak for everyone, but I am was at least, and I guess still open to some kind of innocent explanation of whatever that could be. But given it almost kind of sounds eerily similar to the Ed situation, you know, it's like, why are you asking that question? Or it's already been explained. It almost kind of reminded me of when, if you remember the Florida trip, where they said he already gave that explanation, but it was only just 4 minutes of Ed talking about his meth, which no one cared about. And then, you know, what happened next? What was the finding of that outcome? You know, I'm not gonna necessarily say like Tommy's like. I mean, I would be damned and shocked and actually horrified if I found out, obviously, that like anyone in CPP or a major player or Tommy even was like actually engaged in CP in that way. And I've said what I actually think the situation is I have no idea what is going on as far as these operations and what he could be talking about, you know, as far as like them uploading CP to a file only one person can upload. But I think Tommy just doesn't know what goes on in his organization at all. Like with the 501c3, he said that he got his information from some kind of finance person, but it had a cost of donators thinking that they would get a tax write-off. And I think I mean, in short, the amount of, I guess the cost of that situation was somewhere around $60,000 to that degree. And I kind of think if I were to guess, my guess would be that he probably doesn't know what's even going on in this organization, which is not good. But that he is still the face of the organization, and there has to be some kind of answer to this. I think you should know what's going on in your organization, and that none of that absolves your responsibility. But this level of practice, I mean, it's one thing if a predator catcher becomes violent or even finds out someone on their team is. I think like even the Ed situation kind of like maybe could put a bad taste in the average person's mouth as far as like this issue. You know, like, oh, someone on your team or someone that works for predator catching was caught as a pedo or something, or if a predator catcher is violent or they think they could be considered a vigilante. But if this situation is a practice where people just don't know what they're doing and they're uploading CP, regardless of the intent, even if it was, even if they were trying to do a good thing or whatever it is, but that level of mistake has an extremely high cost. From what is described, that could be almost the size of a CP ring. They're saying they're uploading it to a file and then someone from their organization views it. I think I'm being fair. I think all I've done is play clips and ask questions. I didn't take anything out of context. And yeah, and obviously people always lowball my catch number. It's really not even close. Like people will say kind of like I have like 7 catches or like 22 catches or whatever. It'll be like a different number each day. But it's kind of interesting because it'll actually refer to way more catches than the number they're saying that I have. So it's like if you say that someone has like 7 catches, but then you refer to like you're not really realizing, but you're referring to like 30 or 40 catches, then it's almost like you're kind of disproving your own point. But that aside, I mean, yeah, it's possible that someone may have seen 20. Because I do a lot of them live, and a lot of them haven't been edited and put out on YouTube. They've been put out on other platforms. There's stuff on Instagram, and I kind of have a better. I have kind of an idea of what I'm going to do about platform issues. That's all I'll say. But no, I mean, that number, I would say if you kind of consider catches that I decoyed and did the most work on, and it was obviously on, that number would have to be around, I would say, because I don't really count it like that, you know, but I would probably guess it's around 50. And as far, I would say like I've contributed to probably over 100. And that's probably closer to the actual number. And I would also say that when I do catch, if they do take cases, they have taken my cases. There are places that in general don't take cases, and that's true, but the places that do take cases have taken cases, and also I do a lot of court updates. But it's a lot of it's almost kind of like they don't, they'll kind of say like either you don't have a lot of catches or a lot of convictions, but that's only because they don't watch my court updates or all of my catches, which, I mean, you know, some people just might not be interested in maybe the dry part of it, court. That's fine, you know? And I don't think I've seen all of anyone's catches, to be fair. You know, I don't think I've seen all of Tom. I can definitely say I haven't seen all of Tommy's catches or Alex's catches or all of anyone's catches, you know? But yeah, it's like trying to change the topic though onto me for some reason. Like it's just kind of classic deflection. Yeah. And I agree with that too. And I'm not and I'll actually say right here. I'll say right here, and I'm speaking very deliberately, is I'm actually not making an accusation. I'm playing clips and I'm showing how people are answering questions and showing concern, rightful concern. And even when people do submit tips, a tip is exactly that, a tip. And that can be, like, if you get sent something, you don't even know what it is, but it just doesn't, it feels like it could be something that's either illegal, whatever it is, you should report that. It's a tip, you know? Only suspicion is necessary. Worst case scenario, you know, the tip doesn't result in anything, and that's actually happens with the super majority of most tips, which there's nothing wrong with that. And also, you don't get a follow-up on tips, you know? It's not like Domino's where you see like they're making it, then they deliver it. It doesn't work that way. You just report to law enforcement. But that's actually a very important point, is once our role as citizens that investigate predators ends, law enforcement begins. So whatever the situation is, however authorities hear this information and whatever the tips that have been made, it is up to them. What are they going to do? What is the conclusion? I don't know. But I am just playing clips and asking questions and showing the responsive questions. But yeah, just as a general question, I mean, just kind of with everything considered, I've been live for almost a half an hour. I mean, have I done anything where I'm trying to like get clout or clickbait or anything unreasonable? Or like, do you think I've been fair? Because if I haven't been fair, I'm willing to be objective and hear an argument that I'm not being fair, and I'll hear that. Like, is the argument that someone drastically misspoke or whatever it is? But I think I'm being pretty fair here. And anyone, you know, I think especially on the short bus panel are people that work with this stuff a lot, predator catching a lot, and they're showing rightful concern. And I think everyone that's genuinely concerned about it is actually trying to be objective. And that was what that's what I'm trying to be, is objective. And that's what I was trying to be when even the Ed situation was going on. You know, where the issue was, all right, there's a report, so what's the story? Like when I first saw that the predator catcher drama video, with the I forget what they call the slam effect, and then it shows like CP when I don't know, like some people thought it was just like meth or something. You know, like I remember watching that, like my heart sank. I was shocked, and I was genuinely hoping to you know, for anything that it was either some like another person named that or some explanation. You know, like I even said, you can find clips of me before saying that I really hope that this isn't none of these accusations are true. But then, you know, as time goes on, you know, they say stuff like you just have like some kind of alternative agenda, but it's really been the same agenda. You know, and I'm applying all I'm really doing is I'm applying the exact same rationale and concern to this situation, which I can't say it's looking good. That's not how innocent people answer questions. I mean, I get kind of part of it where, like, let's say a bunch of people make a bunch of false and crazy accusations, where after a while, you know, you don't really, it's hard to kind of tell what's genuine and what's not, you know? But this is not that situation. Salami didn't tell sheep is X. Yeah, and honestly, I will say this: I'm not even gonna get into like the personal effect. Sorry, not the personal aspect or whatever of like CPP or Tommy or whatever. This is no longer a. This is not internet beef. This is not drama. This is not, you know, any of that. Like, my only concern is that something is dangerously wrong. Like, something really bad is going wrong in this organization. Like, I am operating from nothing other than genuine concern in this situation. But it's like the general pattern is deflecting and not answering the questions. You know, it's kind of a bad pattern. As far as generally this issue, yes, I did. But again, I will say that I will re-clarify that a tip doesn't necessarily mean an accusation. A tip means that if you're hearing any concern about potentially illegal activity, you know, you should send a tip based on that. And that's exactly what a tip is a tip. Saying, hey, I'd check that out if I was you. And I would say they should check it out if I was them. Yeah, I mean, drama is always fun, but I mean, this situation, it's almost like the seriousness kind of distracts me from any kind of the noise or the juvenile stuff or whatever. So, like, I don't know, whatever he said. I think he was even talking about like Telly or whatever. I'm just like, that's almost like I'm hearing this, and it's almost like that's noise, and all I'm seeing is like, oh, so the organization is making these statements, and that's his response. Like, not only not answering the question, but it's like that kind of like defensiveness. That's his response. So yeah, I would encourage him to realize that if there is some kind of innocent explanation of some degree, that he really should give that explanation, or someone on his team should really clarify their statements. And if the explanation is sound, this should rightfully go away, and there shouldn't be any issues. But I couldn't imagine what that would be. I can't think of anything. I've heard even people say like maybe someone was drunk on panel, or maybe someone, all kinds of stuff. But I genuinely cannot come up with what that would be, which is why I'm that much more interested in what that answer is. Like, I can't think of what the innocent explanation could be, given these comments made on this video clip I'm showing. Whatever it is, I can't think of what that could be. And, this isn't, this has nothing to do with, looking at catchers as a sports team. I believe that the Ed situation sets us back. I believe that if this situation turns out to be kind of maybe a worst case scenario, that this will be really bad for all of us. I really do. Because then it's like there might be a kind of a bigger rightful concern. Like I think the vigilante argument is a terrible reason, a terrible argument against catching, but maybe almost a credible reason could be that people are motivated to, because of some kind of higher cause or whatever it is, to possibly possess and trade CP, even though that's not their intention, is like for any perverted purpose. And it opens this huge door of who knows, which I will say, if this situation gets bad, it will be bad for me. It'll be bad for any catcher you watch. It'll be bad for everyone. There's nothing about the situation that is a win or is good for any kind of rival organization or whatever it is. There's nothing good about this situation. Yeah, and also, I'll probably even have to preface it, even though I didn't think I needed to in the Ed thing. Was a lot of people, I think it was because a lot of times what happens is they just kind of take my words and they don't apply the meaning, and they're not really interested in what the meaning of my words are, even if I explain them. But there are people trying to even make it out that that somehow I was a part of exposing the Ed situation, or when there are people that got certain paperwork and did certain things to bring it to light. I never claimed any of that. All I did was raise concern then, and all I'm doing is raising concern now. I've actually I have FOIA'd something in my life. I FOIA'd something once before, related to catching, nothing like this. But I'm not doing some kind of investigation or anything like that. All I'm doing is I'm showing my platform, what's out. I'm showing words that the CPP organization have said, and showing the leader of that organization's response. And I'm playing that. That's what I'm doing. Doing nothing other than raise concern. If it did come down to it where there was a need to do something, like some kind of something I could do on my part that would be helpful, I would do that. But I'm being clear on exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, definitely. And and I kind of really I'll always be kind of doubling down on the red button, because the red button doesn't mean you're like this aggressive hall monitor and you're you know, trying to get everyone on everything. You know, even when that was raised about the locksmith server, it was kind of like locksmith was heavily protecting Ed, and then seeing them kind of almost react this way, kind of for their friends, I kind of thought it was going in a direction where, like, who knows what these people are up to, and that reaction or whatever, I couldn't fake. You know, that was real. It's like, because like now a lot of times it's like it's an effect of the post-mortem, where like after looking back, you know, you saw like how the situation actually went, but not knowing what's ahead. Like, we don't know what's ahead of this situation, and back then you don't know what's ahead of what happened. You know, there's a lot of concern, and I can't think of any more red button issue than child sexual abuse material. About running new batteries, let's get it popping. Yeah, and that really is true. Is this is way worse than, I mean, honestly, Tommy may as well like CPP may as well have just done like Vitaly like catches or Rami like catches. Like, do you realize that, like, a lot of people take things like rights and laws and the Constitution for granted, which the actual truth is they could yank that thing right away if they wanted to. And the only thing that those things really protect is stability from collapse. And if this gets bad, they could amend the Constitution. They could possibly reform the legal structure in a way that oppresses the First Amendment because of this issue. So, if this situation is bad, it is not just bad for CPP. It is bad for this movement. That means that this movement could be on its way out. Like, we could turn into a country where if you expose predators, if done the right way, should be allowed and a good thing to do. Like, there could be there are countries that could throw you in jail for this, for catching predators, wrongfully so. But because of something like this, we could, because it opens a very dangerous door of saying that as a citizen, you don't really know who's who. And it will blur the line between people trying to do the right thing but are just incompetent, and citizens that are also trading CP. Genuinely. Like, I would like to hope that there's no like CP person, in CPP, right? And I'll continue to think that's true until proven otherwise. Wow, I don't know, but it opens a very dangerous door where, at a minimum, it could turn into a national stance that'll say that no DA could ever take our case, or if they were ever found convicted, that could probably get overturned. And to understand is like maybe it won't be for the right reasons. That could be an argument for it. Like if we kind of are learning anything about, the Epstein files and things like that, it's like maybe the people we catch kind of run things. And this is a great argument for them to take our movement away. No, I'm not special needs. Claims that he used to work with special needs children, enjoyed the work. Then why is he claiming that Ryan has special needs and ridiculing for it? That's ridiculous. Well, obviously, I don't have special needs. The only thing the only thing I had was a seizure disorder and nothing developmental in that sense. There are now 6 states that have the permanent death penalty for SA, and there is a bill in federal Congress right now for the same. It was made possible in part of catchers. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things that we can do in this movement, but this does set us back pretty badly if this gets bad. Oh yeah, we absolutely can. So I'll just play this clip right from the beginning. I'll shut up and I'll just play this. It's 1 minute and 37 seconds. I'll just play this. I can't. The only thing I can't do is mute myself because I guess if I mute myself, this gets muted. What I play gets muted. I don't know why, but it is. But I'll zip it.
What do you? Broken Ego asked the question: what do you do if you are sent videos or pictures of the really gross stuff?
Throw up.
We report it. We put it into a file. We report it to the authorities and make sure that nobody opens that file.
And I think that CPP has a really good way of going about it and having one. Is it me echoing? I can hear an echo. We have a really good way of having one person look at that stuff, grab anything that we could use when identifying this pred, and no one else looks at it.
Right. We put it into a file that's marked "Do Not Open."
Do you keep the file?
We do for evidentiary purposes, but we have a case number from the agency that we reported to that we put in the same file with that.
And are told to do it this way per law enforcement.
Yeah.
It's not our.
And look, the reality is law enforcement could still charge us. But I think that it would play out in court very positively for us.
So that's the statement. I just kind of remembered, and this is a non sequitur, but actually something I kind of just recalled was I guess I don't know if people remember way back, but there was this guy named Broadband Studios. He would come up on panels, and I don't know anything about autism or anything like that. But he was kind of saying some strange stuff or whatever. So I guess I was kind of laughing at the strangeness of what he was saying. But then Tommy actually grilled me for something about making fun of special needs or something. So if he really thought that, then that wouldn't really make sense. It'd be like a black person calling another black person N-word. I don't know. I guess. No, he said I was, based on just kind of laughing at what he said. Broadband. And I mean, I don't know. My thing is like, I'll call people retarded. And I think that has zero to do with a disability. You know? When I call someone a tard, that's because someone has a purely functional brain that they're just willfully not using. That's my definition of it. I think someone could have a disability of some kind and actually still be very intelligent, which isn't even the meaning of the word. That's a spirit. You can be a tard too, you know, and be like, I might be a tard, but I'm still gonna. And by tard, that just means like, again, like a purely functional brain, but you're not using it, you know. But even if that was true, there's probably some good things you could do, right? Anyway, I think there is just another clip, and I'm just playing clips here. Just want to make sure I find it though. This is clip 3. This is clip 3, and this is 3 minutes and 33 seconds. This is a little longer, but again, I'm just not going to talk at all. I'm just going to play the clips.
And broken ego, obviously we never want to. Broken ego is saying, I just didn't know what happened when you receive stuff you don't want, like as if underage kids. We don't ever want that. But unfortunately, that comes with what we do. So we will absolutely, we don't want to see it. We don't want, and a lot of the times when that happens, that's one of those circumstances where the catch happens almost immediately. Because we don't know where that picture was taken. We don't know if that person took the picture. We don't know a lot of different things. And that's what's going to spark something like, hey, you know what? Let's go do a doorknock. We know where this person is. Let's go pick them up. We've also had times where we've turned around and taken those cases and handed them off directly to the police. It's a lot rarer, but it does happen. Our number one goal is always to protect children, always to protect the kids. So we will do whatever we have to do, and the team will sit down and make a decision. And ultimately, Tommy hears our choices and what we think should happen, and we sit down and we hash it out and make sure that person is caught as soon as possible. Yes, we file it away. We put it in a folder that once it's in that folder, nobody else looks at it, and it's filed away with the actual screenshot of the police report that was made.
I think I can speak for everyone, and if there was a way that we could catch these monsters and never have to see a picture of their pinky finger between their legs, we would do it.
That's true, but I think he's talking about CSAM.
Yes, yeah, and that also, if I wish we lived in a world that wasn't a thing, but
so typically what happens, and I'll go into it just a little bit further for you. Typically what happens is the decoy obviously is going to get that picture or whatever. First, they're going to say, okay, look, there's, I just received CSAM. We tell them to put the phone down, don't do anything right away, and we call the reporting agency that we report to and tell them, look, we received CSAM or we put in an online report. It depends on the locale that we're in. We put it into a file that the decoy uploads to directly, and nobody on the team will open those files. The file is, and there's only very limited people on the team who have access to those files.
Nobody wants to see them.
Nobody wants to see these pictures. Nobody wants to see any of this stuff. Once it's in that file, we go ahead and make sure that it's marked to the police, and that's it. We go do the catch or we turn it over. That's what we do.
And I quote, "Do not open per Tom B."
Yeah, it literally ends right there. Right before this, I almost had a gut check that maybe what he was talking about this whole time was like predators sending things they don't like dick pics or whatever. But I think we heard the statement. He started saying stuff that involve underage kids, and then he actually said the word CSAM. He corrected her in saying that from a pinky finger between the legs to CSAM. So there's no dispute that this isn't about CSAM because he said CSAM. Well, that's kind of crazy though, because, well, one, this would be fair use. I'm not even playing his channel. I'm playing a clip and I'm commenting on it. But yeah, it just kind of goes to show how he's handling the situation. He's not providing whatever the innocent explanation that could be, that I guess he would be claiming to have. He's actually saying that he just does what the police tell him to do, but then Tom B literally said that based on whatever they do could get them charged by law enforcement. So with law enforcement, so they're like, if you put all the statements together, law enforcement is telling CPP to do something that they could charge them with. Their words, not mine. And is he still live? I mean,
I didn't do it. I was gonna let you guys do it. What is it saying? I forget what I was saying. So
oh, Pure Virus has actually a video. Hold on. We have Lion Ryan that just talked to Edward Stairs, the same guy who called Edward Stairs a CP suspect, but now talks to him on the phone. Yeah, and I've never talked to Ed on the phone. I never said I talked to Ed on the phone. And hangs around A Diddy and NC Diddy. I don't know who they're referring to. It's a Pure Virus video.
So pretty crazy. They have to have drama. See, I was gone for so long that Telly, the same guy who tried to reach out to my child, y'all, but he was 18. He was 18. Telly tried to reach out to my 18-year-old son. Telly did, y'all. Telly tried to reach out to, but he's 18, right, Telly? That's fucking gross, dude. You're 65 fucking years old reaching out to my kid. In real life, if I saw you in real life, we'd have problems, but I never will. But yeah, that one, the same guy who tried to reach out to my 18-year-old son. My son's not gay, and if you're gay, who cares? Whatever. My son's not. Just because you are, Telly. So anyways, I'm gone for a month. Telly says he doesn't watch me. Telly and Ryan both watch me every time I go live. Every fucking time.
I mean, now I am. I mean, after this, I am. I'm paying a lot of close attention now after these statements regarding this issue. In general, I don't.
They're here now. They're here right now. So, Yeah, they're just weirdos, y'all. So I'm gone for a month, and they had to find something, so they go pick on Tom. Like, they're idiots. I know what I'm doing, and if we do it wrong, I think the police would have let me know. I think they would have let me know.
Haven't the even beyond this issue, haven't the police kind of in more than one ways let them know that they're doing it the right way? I mean, we could talk about the other issues about them just not turning in evidence in general, but they kind of have done that. There's actually a video of Tommy like sitting on the sidewalk. I'm not gonna say he was intoxicated, but the cop said he was intoxicated. The cop said Tommy was intoxicated, and what he is describing literally happened on a video.
No, dude, he's straight up a predator. Kelly is a predator. He is a predator. And people let him up on the panel, and they called him a predator too. They know, but this is the thing. Ryan will hang out with predators until he's not your friend no more. Then it's a problem. Then we hit the red button. We hit the red button. But anyway, y'all, this is what I don't want to do. So.
Don't know if he is still live. I think he did end it. Let's see how he ended it, actually.
You don't have weird catchers because you probably do. But, well, they still stay around. They still exist. Yeah, they do. It's unfortunate, but I like bringing those motherfuckers down. 583 catches, I think. I thought we were at like 587. Whatever. If it's fine. Thank you, Mark. And months before, whatever, you know. Doing good. What's going on from Virginia? What's going on? I'm doing good. We're back this time. And I said, I just want to make sure. I said, because my house is for sale. She's selling my house. She didn't want it. So I think if I had a spinner, I'd catch him. And I couldn't cast far enough because I had a bottle, you know, and I was throwing it. That's what you do. You get a bottle, you wrap it around she was born in February. What does that make her? Is that because of the pressure, right? It just happens. So not all the bags, like, and then the views too. Like I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, and I 8 months, and then the rest was here. So I've almost at the very beginning he helped me search for people. You know, just saying. Guys, I don't know the story, but Ryan went live and said that his good friend had done some serious things. If Ryan's telling the truth, Ryan only said something a year and 3 months later when he wasn't friends with them. Once him and Nunya broke up, Ryan went and Ryan had this guy on his live streams. Ryan had talked to him personally on the phone. But as soon as Ryan didn't like him no more, that's when he had to push the red button.
Yeah, and even and again, I can, unlike Tommy, I can give innocent explanations. Any time that me and Shifty were on a panel was even before he made that first comment about his daughter sexually assaulting him. So we were definitely on the same panel before that comment was even made. Just like many people were working with Ed before it was made known that he was a suspect. Yeah.
That's when he pushed the red button. It's weird to me, y'all. Don't trust these weirdos. Just because they're catchers doesn't mean they're good. Look at Edward. He helped catchers, a lot of catchers. Helped Ryan a lot. Helped a lot of teams. At the very beginning, he helped me search for people. You know? Just saying. We know why I do this, Tommy. I appreciate you. No smoking. And it's fine. They're just not huggers. Like when Richel's, he just got charged. 50 don't. I've had more than 1,000 calls against me to neck and it's just my trolls, the haters. This is what they do. Oh yeah, I need to take his mod away. Yeah, I'll take it away. Yeah, let me do it right now. Get rid of that loser right now. There we go. You guys, I'm gonna try to be nice. Ryan's special needs. I used to work with special needs, and he needs to be in a home. He shouldn't be out on his own. He really shouldn't. What's going on, Mr. Quinn? Hey, Quinn Savage, what's going on? He shouldn't be on his own. So, oh, got him. I didn't do it. I was gonna let you guys do it. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying now. No, dude, a lot of motherfuckers have been within the organization for a long time to know what the fuck's up. These people to question Tom or CPP is this guy. Yeah, because he knows. He was in our Discord. Ryan is the same guy who for a year, whether you believe this or not, you guys, I don't know the story, but Ryan went live.
So, yeah, no, a bigger thing is I was in the CPP Discord, yeah, but I've never done a catch with CPP. And there was never, so I would have no knowledge of any of the operations as far as how CPP gathers evidence just because I'm in a Discord server. So if you're in a Discord server, you would know, the inside operations of the organization. Does that mean everyone in my Discord that they can publicly get into, like, know all about my operations and how I catch? Yeah, this is kind of exactly it. Obviously, if someone said, "Yeah, we're uploading CP to, but it's in a confidential folder," if they said something like this then and there, fuck yeah, I'd be concerned about it. But this is the first time I've ever heard anything about uploading, which I would have I genuinely would have thought that they just would know better to not do that.
Said that his good friend had done some serious things. If Ryan's telling the truth, Ryan only said something a year and 3 months later when he wasn't friends with them. Once him and Nunya broke up, Ryan went and Ryan had this guy on his live streams. Ryan had talked to him personally on the phone. But as soon as Ryan didn't like him no more, that's when he had to push the red button.
Yeah, and beyond that, that's all kind of just reiterate. We haven't actually talked. I don't think we talked once on the phone after those comments were made, or did any kind of live stream after those comments were made. Because what actually happened was that was right around the time where he disappeared to the locale community. What happened was, here's actually exactly what happened. So that comment happened, and I tried to like make a emergency Zoom about it. And, I kind of just putting heads together and also kind of trusting the other people that if they hear more of this, like, let's raise concern, figure it out, just like the situation. And then there was something about him being like not having access to the Zooms, and then he just became really inactive. But he was pretty much in the locale community at that point. So, like, probably not even a month after he even made that first comment to me about that, he was not even here, wasn't even around. And the only thing that happened was where I heard more detail that this was something that was more serious, as far as like what it actually was when PHI, which was way more recent, told me kind of more explicit details, in which then, given I had no collaboration, I did have to kind of figure out how I was going to get that out. But like, unlike Tommy, like, I don't have a problem with making an innocent explanation. Like, I have them. Like, if I respond, you could question me and I could answer. But you can't really say, if someone raises a suspicion, I'm not gonna call someone special needs or that they're doing it for clout or whatever it is, or whatever they're saying, really. I got answers. I really got nothing to hide from. Even if I messed up on something, yeah, I would take responsibility and reconcile it. You know, that's what you do. Spokesman sent Tommy 300 a week. Yeah, that dude is weird, bro. I mean, that's kind of where I get, like, there are people that are, you know, disturbingly obsessed with people online. So I do get that. That is a real thing. I'm completely out of the loop. Ryan, can you do a brief summary? I saw Tommy's despicable comment about you, and I'm so confused. Another, what's going on? So just in general, I mean, I'm not really worried about any comments he made to me or whatever, but the context of the situation is, so CPP has a show, if you know, called CPP, not CPP After Dark. That had its own issues. But CPP behind the catch, I guess it's called. It's actually the video clip I was playing. You can hear it because I play everything earlier. Well, and honestly, I mean, and if he's talking about clip, I mean, you can even, it's actually the most recent behind the catch, so people can even watch it right there. It's actually up. But Tom B made a comment saying that he uploads CSAM to a folder that only limited people have access to it, and that one person routinely is designated to review it. And he also said that he understands that he can be charged by law enforcement, but he thinks that the courts would rule in his favor, and much more people than just me. I mean, I cannot credit the collective concern to just me. It's not even close. Short Bus and many other people, many people are also rightfully concerned about it. And, you know, obviously the comments that he made, like Tom B's making, are just like really suspect and sound really bad. So I did offer an opportunity to have him give that innocent explanation, where, because before he was kind of just like doing the deflection about me or whatever. Like last time he actually did something where he deflected about me about some catch I did 5 years ago, where I just had a low battery percentage, so I just kind of turned the guy in rather than continued on the exposure because I wouldn't have a phone to record evidence with, which is kind of what you should do. But you know, he was kind of doing that again in this live, I guess. So then I just kind of comment. Here's exactly what I comment. I commented.
No, dude. More than that. Don't send it immediately. Call the police. Sits in our catches. Haven't gotten it a lot. He knows that our operation is good, right? Space for a couple pairs of pants and things.
Yeah, so I commented, so enough about me. What is your explanation that people in your organization are uploading CP and viewing it? And, you know, whatever he went on about, that's his explanation, which he hasn't really given one. Behind the Barrier, aka Mr. Mushroom's favorite podcast. Is that what it's called, Behind the Barrier? I thought it was called Behind the Catch. Behind the Barrier sounds familiar for some reason. Wait, I'm actually not seeing Behind the Catch. Am I tripping? Or is it alive? Oh, it's alive. Okay. So last episode 12, Behind the Catch. That's what it is. And something I also encourage is, you know, my stream is my stream, right? But if you do want to see it in its entirety, I mean, you can find it on his channel. It's titled Colorado Pet Patrol Behind the Catch episode 12. And people actually, it's an hour and 34 minutes. So if you're up for it, if people do want to see it in its entirety, watch it in its entirety. And honestly, if there is something someone comes up with, let me know.
how much, like,
It's another pure virus video.
okay, so with how much sex content Chill and Eric has apparently gotten from the community, how much money do you think he's put into it?
Oh, this isn't even about this situation. I thought it was about.
So pretty crazy.
Oh, so that's not about that situation. Well, look. For what purpose would they be saving that? I understand having a glance like Alex to confirm for evidence, but they save it and review it. That's for the detectives to do. Yes. So that is the controversy. That is the issue. And look, I'm actually, I really don't think this is like a drama issue. So I'm genuinely saying that it is of genuine concern, and this is something that could be bad for all of us too. So, if he has an innocent explanation, he should kind of give that explanation. I see what past comments are making. I don't see it. Oh, I was actually having Altoids. Yeah, Altoids. Altoids for the win. Experiment. Altoids and Red Bull. Good combo. It's crazy that CPP is 5 years old, and I already remember his first catch in the apartment. Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, we can talk about quantity all day, a certain number of catches, but my humble opinion is if you're doing catches like this alongside, basically having these cases thrown out, we kind of went into the conviction rate as well. It's kind of like how good is that then, 500 catches with those results and these practices. Insane. He should have stayed in the Philippines. He didn't learn from doxing 600 of his employees or volunteers. I should say. This is deeply disturbing. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like one after another, too. It's like... And also it kind of revealed that he would ask anyone that joined CPP, like, their survivor story. I mean... I could see a question saying, like, what brings you to the movement? But I don't see directly asking your survivor story as an application. But that got released, and a lot of people's information got released. And then another situation was, this is a long time ago, was with even the 501c3 is, according to Tommy, like, he said he just got bad information from some guy and thought it was something that people could write off on their taxes, but it wasn't. And, you know, basically the cost, the amount of donations that I guess were depending or wanting that tax write-off was in the amount of around $60,000. I thought he said he won in court. And he also caught the wrong guy like 3 times. And my thing is, like, even if you do like make a mistake, I mean, catching the wrong guy, that's a pretty bad one. I hope that doesn't happen to me. It would take a lot for it to. But I think if someone does mess up genuinely, you know, they should just take responsibility for it and reconcile it, make it right, you know, and those kind of, as far as like, I'm kind of talking about the 501c3 situation, if anything, and only actually. So was it confirmed though that he lost in court? Because the situation didn't sound like he won. I didn't have the docket in front of me to know. That I don't know. 32,000 in lawyer fees and 16K, and I guess they dropped 16K. Oh, he settled. Settled means you lost. He settled. He said he settled and he won. He said he won. He said he won that suit. Wow. See, that's the thing. Like, you can't trust this guy. Like, I know everyone wants to see like predators getting caught, and it's not about the drama. Like, it's not about the drama. It's like at a certain point, it's like you can't trust this guy. Remember that Will County detectives testified at Tommy's court trial? I don't have any knowledge of that. I didn't know that. Beverly, you're just in Tommy's running your mouth about Ryan. Why not speak here on the issue? I don't know what he said. But anyone can raise any issue with me. I'm right here. He asked their survivor story in the application. He just can't help himself. Same way he tells millions of people on the internet and child predators about his poor son every chance he gets. I mean, he said that on the news. You know, I mean, like on the news. Oh, there's video of it. I just haven't seen it personally. Cause yeah, I mean, whenever there's like a Tommy scandal, I'm not really like too interested. Like, I didn't follow into the leak the leak that much. You know, like, I'm not necessarily like one of those that watches all of his chit chats for him to slip up or something. I'm definitely not doing that. But I did notice he was live, and then I did start just asking the questions that I had, and you know, I can't say I shouldn't have made something about his response. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, this place does that. Like, they're cool. That's what they do. I mean, that's their moral code. That, like, they're definitely not beyond that moral code. They showed that. That's probably exactly why they do that. Like, no one from CPP can try to argue that they actually will. They believe in keeping, the confidentiality of, those kind of stories, or care about that, and actually to use it against them. Well, I mean, he said I called him, and I'll say what I did is I texted him to ask for a dox of someone who doxed someone I cared about, and I have no problem saying that. That's what I did. But that's what I did. And I kind of don't really see the moral argument too much, if I'm being honest, about contacting someone that you hate to get information about another person you hate. I mean, the only kind of insinuation is that because you're contacting them that you don't hate them, but I don't see that as a sound argument. Yeah, that's kind of true too. I mean, we kind of did get into it. I just can't actually think of anything, so that's kind of why this is the after talk. You need the cavity search. I actually don't know what that is. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Does anyone have any questions for me or anything like that, or complaints? Or if I said anything out of line, actually, in fact, I'll give it a little bit of time and I'll even post a link. Keep that going for a little while. Let me just make sure it's pinned even. I do got to make sure it's pinned, so I'm not going to be in the browser for a moment. Click here. Oh, okay. Oh, the comment's moved. Don't move. All right. It's pinned. At 20 minutes behind. Got a phone call. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, look, if there's some people think I'm missing here or have any kind of question or complaint, I mean, or if they're even gonna say they're banned in chat or whatever, I mean, there's nothing really stopping anyone from clicking the link and coming up. But I will but obviously if someone comes up, I'm gonna put the banner and will not. If they don't say anything, then they'll get the kick. Okay, so Cole, I think you just got your device not connected. So if you could come back with your device connected, I guess, but it's saying your device isn't connected, so it's not letting me let you up. Oh, there you go. There you are. One. Yellow. Yellow. Wait, I do need some audio from you. Or I'll have to Hello?
Hey Ryan, you know I've got nothing for anybody to see. Wanted to start
No,
off. I
not
said I
you,
would
but
start off.
someone could pretend to
Yeah.
be you.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you totally. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that.
You're good now. What is up?
Just give me a second myself. I'm gonna see. I should be able to pop onto chat. Just to see if anybody's saying anything fun. Michael Beverly, you're fun. Oh no, they say please, not Cole. Fuck you. I get to do what the fuck I want to do now. So now we're gonna have ourselves a good time. Now, before we get into the good stuff, John Davis, you bitch ass motherfucker. You don't fucking block me on other people's channel and talk shit about me, you fucking cocksucking piece of shit. I don't like John Davis. He's a fucking scumbag piece of shit, but that's not what this is about. I just wanted to give him beautiful, opening message, let him know that he's a bitch and he's always going to be a bitch. Not just a bitch. He's my bitch. Man. My headset may die. So if my headset dies, you're going to hear my regular phone. My headset makes me sound great. That means I'm not going to sound great forever. That's great. You did a great show that you didn't really have to do. I really had a big problem with the fact that Tommy, you little cocksucker, calls everybody retards, calls everybody special needs, says he works with special needs, as he does things that a special needs person would do. How could you knock someone with special needs and do exactly what you're supposed to stand against? As a predator catcher, Tommy, aren't you supposed to have a better set of ethics than everybody else? You take cheap money. You go to the Philippines to fuck ladyboys, and you come back and we find out that you're storing CSAM and CP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he actually grilled me for talking.
He actually what?
Because he thought broadband was special needs and that I was laughing at him. He actually grilled me for something. Well, I don't know if your audio is good. Can you hear me?
Has he changed? Yeah. Okay. My audio might suck. I told you my headset may die. The problem with my headset is that I use it at work to listen to music and talk to people. Something that people like Tommy wouldn't understand. You and me can't go to the Philippines. We can't bone ladyboys. I'm not saying that we can't bone ladyboys. I'm saying that I can't take money from a person like Bobby Jill and, use it to entertain my ladyboy. I mean, I have heard that ladyboys are like a third variation of women. I mean, that's the popular thing of last year.
No, but that one.
Yeah, my headset is gonna die, and when it dies, it's not gonna change anything. It'll go from one to the other. Oh, for Miss Angela, old boy is mad at everybody because I wouldn't defend him, or he believes I didn't defend him when Chomez took over NTF's show. But again, NTF has something that only she and I know about, where I just destroyed Gomez in ways you guys don't want to hear about. But just know I had a really good time. Had a really good time wrecking on. I think it started with Chomez, that's Aaron Cox, and then it moved on to my hatred of John Davis. 200 or more says Tommy B was caught with CP, huh? His nose screams. So maybe he's too drunk to explain where he files the CP. Well, from what I was told, or from what his dear right hand told us, it's on an open server that has a note that says "Do not open." I mean, is that where you're supposed to store CSAM or CP?
No,
Uh,
not at all.
I didn't think so. That's what this
Yeah.
is all about. Like, why would you store something in the open? To start, first off, it's illegal. Before we even get to the where you're storing it, it's open, so it's like you're taking the legality of it and you're making it like multiple times illegal. And then you've got people like Nonia, people who you openly share this information with, who are not complicit as you are. So if the FBI were to come, for example, they're not going to knock on Ryan's door. They're not going to knock on my door. They're knocking on your door, stupid. So anybody that's defending it, I'm like, yeah,
So I will
it happens.
say
It's not
that
going to be.
I didn't play the kittens. Like kittens did come up on short bus, and she was very concerned. And like kittens, and like she also finds it concerning, those comments. So, as far as them uploading CSAM to some kind of designated folder with someone to view it, yeah. But I didn't play it though.
Give me a sec, Ryan. Yeah. All right, Ryan, I'm now without my headset, so now you're hearing my phone.
Can you hear me though?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hear you fine. So we're good there.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't I just wanted to keep things going as they were, but I knew my headset that I was using was going to die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you were
this is
saying about yesterday, because I saw a lot. I rewatched the episode of Short Bus today. I thought it was an amazing episode. I thought Short Bus did a really good job, just expressing his thoughts about, the situation. And I even thought that Kittens had the right to be concerned about it, but it was great that Kittens and I believe Captain left CPP as of 2025. So they're not really in this, no?
yeah, no, they cut ties a while ago. I mean, not like they're separate, essentially.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too far into it, but it might be a great thing to just consider your ties and how those future ramifications could affect you, especially if you're trying to continuously be a person that catches predators. Because CPP, yeah, not too sure about them when it comes to that with their storage. Now, and I quote, when did they say it was in an open server? Is it a closed server? Do you have information that it's a closed server?
I think they said it
When I
was
say
a
you, it
closed
was
server.
to the person that was asking the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I have a habit of trying to read the chats just because you guys are important. Your opinions mean a lot. And we should bring it to the news. Rob Lowe did many stories about that, but now Rob Lowe has a better position in the government, and he's doing really good things right now. So it might not be as easy to get that story to the press, but it would be nice if somebody would give it to, some authority, Fox, CBS, Telemundo. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Ryan, because this is your show. I don't want to take your show over. Your words are very important.
Yeah, appreciate that. But I mean, most of I pretty much said everything I need to say, so it's kind of just the question and answer and commentary period of the show, I guess, if you will. But yeah, I'm asking when that was said. I'm not stating anything. You did. It's a question about your statement. Yeah, he said one person like is designated to look at that person. We don't even know who that person is. You know, I mean, because that's like something I really stress, and like a lot of people like don't understand like that even why the name of MVCap is because I stress that I am a citizen, and that is all I am, and I'm not a cop, not a detective, I'm not anything beyond that, and it's really about reflecting on the movement of citizens that can expose pedophiles and get them turned into the police, you know, and there's no reason to extend beyond that. Those are separate rules.
For the rest of time that exists, the actions of narcissists will constantly supersede the actions of the many. My problem with a narcissist like Tommy, who I call Slimy, bitch ass piece of shit motherfucker, is that he has always thought he was above the law. In his conversations with the police, he constantly tells them to quote unquote do their job. That doesn't mean take CSAM, put it in an open server. The reason I keep saying open server is because a closed server, no one can see. An open server, one or more people can see. And in your case, CPP, how many people do you have on your staff? 60? 70? Volunteer people? That's 600 decoys, PII, personal identifiable information, was released. And you're leading me to believe that the fact that you didn't close that breach still exists. So that being stated, you've created another problem. You didn't solve the first problem. You've created a second problem, and ask me why I'm aligning the two. You haven't even fixed your windshield, buddy. How am I supposed to believe you fixed a server and closed it so that only the police would see it? I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that's actually another thing. I mean, not only does he have CP, but he has a history of leaking servers and not protecting them properly, so it's even worse. So who's to say how protected these servers are even?
Now, you and I, Ryan, we've had our battles. We've scuffed it up. We've had disagreements, but at the end of the day, what I love about you is your work, your ethic. You show great, ethics. A certain individual showed that you have. They said, "Oh, one catch out of something, and the numbers and this and that." It's less about the thises and the that's, and it's about the diligence. If you're giving me 100% of diligence and you don't get any catches, at least you did the diligence. If you're not going to do the diligence, it's like you might as well have not shown up.
Yeah,
And I'm going to tell you, you show up, and that's why I gave you the time. I could have listened to the loudmouth meth head walking circles, but you do the diligence.
It's kind of like a thing where it's kind of like an ongoing thing where a lot of those people, they say that. I mean, I don't think anyone is seeing all of everyone's catches, but it's like a lot of people kind of will like lowball the shit out of the number. Like we'll say it's like 7 catches or something, but then they'll like criticize me on like 40 catches, the different catches that I did that they'll recite. It's just kind of a yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a narrative, if anything, I notice. But yeah, it's kind of like 600 catches. But if you're doing 600 catches this way, like what good is that?
I'm trying to use a proper anecdote to it. I guess if you continue to use the same piece of tape every single day, it's not going to stick. And after 600 times, you've just got a piece of paper that falls to the floor. I still see tread on your tires. That was
Yeah.
a compliment.
Oh, tread on tires. What's that?
It says, yeah, I'll use tread tires, as in like tape and stickiness.
Oh, well, okay. I see. I see what you mean.
You know,
kind
I
of.
consider you more youthful in this venture. You don't have 630 pretends. You have 40 efforts where you did your best. You don't win every game. Not everybody wins every game, but at least you're putting in your best effort. There's still tread on the tires.
Yeah, I mean, also, like any of the districts that do take cases, they have taken my case. Now, I mean, I go live about it, but it's just like those lives, just a lot of people don't watch. No.
And remember, you're from my area. I'm a Jersey boy. Do you know how terrible Jersey is when it comes to this stuff? Jersey is horrible. It's terrible living here. The cops barely show up for anything. You're not in the same situation as everybody else. New Jersey and New York are very hard states to get catches in. You can ask anybody from our area. It's fucking difficult.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Marlboro's good at like charging them. Like I kind of need him, like Arsenio Blega, John Brown, Dan Santos. Like I caught one dude. I think he was he had like, I don't know if he was possibly in the military. I caught him across the street, but yeah, I caught many people in the city even. Yeah.
Military
Something.
is tough because they have to call their own. They have to call their own military. Like they go to tribunal, whereas cops do cop things. Way different. To my recollection, I mean, again, I'm just a guy that wants to see bad people go to jail for crimes. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why we're all here.
But I was number one. That was my whole question for him. I don't want to take your show over. Ryan, thank you. John, fuck you. Show me as you're a piece of shit. CPP, you're going down.
Yeah, I think that kind of does wrap it up for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I kind of, I do kind of think I've been fair throughout this. I just kind of asking questions and playing clips and seeing what the response is, and we kind of saw what the response is, and hopefully everyone can come to their own conclusions.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't lose your shit. I wanted to lose my shit. I don't like when he talks bad like that about people with the special needs. He says he used to work with them. He says he wants to adopt them. Then the crying wolf excuse. But that's another story for another day. Thank you, Ryan, for your time.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, obviously, as a clarification, I don't have special needs or anything. But yeah. But yeah. And to all.
That was just Jason. Jason be like that. Don't worry about him. I'll laugh. I'll talk to him about that later. I'm out, yo.
Yep. Nah. To all, good day.